So when we talk about where poetry hides, and one of the reasons why I'm outside is there actually are lots of poets and poems about nature. Walt Whitman actually is an old classic poet that you'll study when you're older, and he wrote the majority of his poems about things in nature. But when you are outside, if you can find your way outside, maybe you can go through this activity on your own to get some of your ideas together. I'm just sitting in my yard, I'm looking around. I am going to start engaging all of my senses to see what things could turn into a poem. What are the sounds? You can hear some birds. Actually, I'm standing in this part of my yard because right in this tree behind me, there is a very active woodpecker. And of course, because I'm here, he's being really quiet, but that sound that he makes almost all day long, we hear reverberating through the house even. I'm outside. Right now, people are mowing their lawns. The sun, how does that sun feel? How does it actually physically feel? And how does it make me feel with my emotions? It's warm. It's a spring heat. It's a spring sun. It's not a summer sun, so it's not that blazing hot, but it's definitely warm. It's bright. It actually emotionally makes me feel happy. It brings me a sense of peace. Some of you may find other things to write about, like pets, right? And what you might see the pets doing outside, observing animals. We have some chipmunks, we have birds. That could be a poem. I'm going to show you my yard. And so anything that you hear or see, there's some birds flying. We have some bird feeders that we look at. So to find where poetry hides, you find some spots around your house. Obviously, if we're social distancing, we can't go to our neighbors, but different places of your house, even in your bedroom, in your kitchen. And start small. Start with a small thing, an object or a feeling or a food, something that has a smell to it. And start small with those ideas. It doesn't have to be some grand masterpiece of a poem, but start recording those ideas. And with the idea, like I wouldn't just write bird, I would write things down that I notice and observe. So it's almost like a scientist and a detective. We have a family of cardinals that have a nest. The red, the male cardinal is the really bright red. So I would write the words that would describe him. He's like a super, almost like a fire engine red. He's really red. The female is tan with like red features in her face. Their chirp is very noticeable. So if I observe them, I actually know the times of days that they come out, but I'm going to write down the words that I think of when I think of them. They're busy, they're noisy, they're chattering and you can see they're actually chattering to each other and they chase each other, or one's at the bird feeder and the other one almost looks like he or she is watching to see if the dog's coming by. Other things outside could be just the sounds that we hear. Right now someone I think is burning their leaves because it almost smells like a barbecue or some kind of smoke in the air. But my suggestion is look around, take your notebook with you, take some paper, find these everyday things around you where poetry hides. Try to write a list, get good 15, even 20 different things, and then pause on maybe 5 of those things for pause and think about something a little bit longer and start including like a web of ideas. What does it look like? What does it sound like? How does it make you feel? Does it have a smell? Does it have a taste? All right, and I'll get back with you and we'll be writing some poetry soon.